Welcome back. We're still reviewing the papers. Now to the Punch. Major headline: Governors BOT reconvene as NEC meeting stalls. Damago uncertain about NEC meeting. Atiku others shun National Caucus meeting. Insurgency: Tinubu Zulum in talks over forest guards deployment. Suspected header skill cop, 41 Benue villages. Ground rent: FCTA shots PDP, FIRS, NAPTIP headquarters. $750 million loan, that's World Bank pressures Nigeria for fresh tax hike. Oyo pays Oshun 5 billion naira in Lautech ownership deal. Tinubu to inaugurate Lagos-Calabar Highway Section 1 Saturday. What do we have?
I have the President will on Saturday, the 31st of May, inaugurate Section 1 of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway as part of his working visit to Lagos. The highway, one of the flagship infrastructure projects of his administration, will be inaugurated alongside other key developments, including the Lekki Deep Seaport, tax credit concrete road, the flag off of Section 2 of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, and the 7th Axle Road. The special advisor to the President, Mr. Bayo Ononaga, said the President will also perform virtual inaugurations of several road projects across northern Nigeria. Fine, cool. That's really nice. Virtual ones. So those ones include the Kano, Kanwar, Danja, Hadeja, Section 2 Road, Yakasai, Zali Road, and the Kano Northern Bypass. Others include the Zaria, Hunkui, Dabai, Section 1, Dabai, Kafur, Malumfashi, and then Malumfashi Daya Yashegidam Mutindaya Section 3.
That sounded like
that it is in Kano, is in the north. So the President will be in Lagos from Tuesday to participate in activities also marking the 50th anniversary of Ecoas, which he currently chairs. The Ecoas Golden Jubilee flagged off in Accra, April last month. It will continue in Lagos with commemorative events, including a reenactment of the 1975 Declaration of the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, Victoria Island. And I've been seeing there've been lots of there've been messages that have been sent out to commuters on how to navigate the area. Victoria Island mainland as the President comes to visit.
Wow, the traffic
just so that
will
we're
not
not
be
in
here.
traffic. But it's good that we've been warned ahead. So going back today may be a bit dicey.
Hey.
I want to beg them that I should take
the rest of the week off. Why can so that's what we will not do what?
Come to
work. You stay
please
here
come to
now.
work.
Miriam is coming from Sule. You are coming. Me, Akute.
Go and stay with your partner. Uncle
My
Theo is waiting for you.
Around now.
It's just for a few days now.
Like those students, they start speaking Yoruba now. Let me take the story on.
Let me start speaking Nigerian English.
Because I'm like, it's becoming and going so
mosquitoes are beating me well.
Imagine.
Oh my God. $750 million loan. So the World Bank, when you go and ask for loan, trust me, it's gonna come with conditions. So Nigeria is being pressured to raise, for the President to order this raising of excise duties on sin goods, which are tobacco, alcohol, and sugary drinks, as a key requirement for the $750 million loan that has been granted to Nigeria to reform its non-oil revenue mobilization efforts. The requirement was captured in the World Bank latest implementation status and result reports for accelerated resources mobilization forms, and this takes effect from October 14, 2024, and they are expected to close it by November 2028. And a copy of that report was obtained by Punch newspapers, and they are saying that part of that report is asking Nigeria to raise the non-oil revenue, safeguarding earnings from oil and gas sector so that we can actually balance our economy. They said that 6 disbursement links have resulted in the value of 235 million have been reported been achieved, and the bank has noted that the presidential order increasing this excise duty is very, very important to unlock other funds. So we are happy when we get the loans, but this is part of the requirements for getting the full funds accessible to Nigeria as a government. We need to increase excise duty on I can even understand tobacco and alcohol. I'm sure those that smoke and drink don't understand. But sugary drinks seems to cover a wide range of products that under which one we now put it that might be affecting many businesses as well.
Okay, let's move on now to, you have a story?
Just a short one.
Okay.
The president and the governor of Borno State have met because of the advancement of the jihadists, ISWAP and Boko Haram in Borno State, you know. So the governor had been complaining, so they had a closed door meeting yesterday where, so I think they have talked about employing guards in the forest, foreign guard deployment, and they are trying to rectify
the issues that are going on there. Yeah. Okay. Daily Sun, major headline, bloodbath in Benue, Kogi. We've talked about the ground rent. They said here, Tinubu intervenes, gives defaulters 14 days grace. Reps make U-turn, withdraw compulsory voting bill. Federal government inaugurates committee to plan, dispose, recovered 753 housing estates. We've taken that. Sit-at-home protest drained 7.6 trillion from Southeast in 4 years. This is according to report. Go get me Anambra. You are my full backing, Tinubu tells APC candidate to Kachuku. Children to Tinubu, we want a better Nigeria. What do we have in Daily Sun?
So I think this is really important to many Nigerians. Reps have made a U-turn and they've withdrawn the compulsory voting bill. Remember, they said...
For how long?
So the bill, they said, which was seeking to make it mandatory for all Nigerians 18 years and above, you know, to vote or be prescribed or pay a fine of 100,000 naira or jail term of 6 months for defaulters, has been widely condemned since it passed second reading. And as a result, the Speaker said is withdrawing the proposed legislation following extensive consultation with stakeholders and what they didn't add, the outrage by many Nigerians, or the audacity, you know.
They want to jail people
So here they say that compulsory voting, says they understand that the intention was quite noble, you know, it was just to help strengthen our democracy by encouraging higher voter turnout. And compulsory voting has long been practiced with notable success in countries such as Australia, Belgium, and Brazil. It has helped to sustain participation rates above 90% in those countries. Nations like Argentina and Singapore have also implemented similar measures to foster inclusivity. However, the Speaker acknowledges that lawmaking is ultimately about the people it serves and that any reform must respect the individual freedoms and public sentiment. So rather than compel participation, he's committed to exploring positive incentives and innovative approaches that will make voting more attractive and accessible to Nigerians, which sounds better. Instead of being punitive, find other ways that you can incentivize Nigerians to vote. And this is different from the 5,000 naira what the politicians give them, what the bags of rice
support. You have do we move on to the final paper?
No,
do you have a story?
Yes, in Vanguard.
Yes.
No, sir.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so that's why we're moving on. Vanguard, finally. A DPO feared dead as youth sets Kano police station ablaze. That's the story we have here. Is that what you took?
No, I took it.
Okay, so let's have that and then you give me your story and we go.
Yeah, the angry youth in Reno local government area of Kano, they went berserk yesterday when they had arrested one of their own, Abdullahi Musa. So apparently he got sick in custody and they took him to the hospital, but he passed on.
Whoa.
So the youth went mad. They set the police station ablaze. So the DPO sustained injuries. So the injuries, they say he later died in the Kano Teaching Hospital. They rushed him to the Kano Teaching Hospital. Well, they said 27 suspects have been arrested. Sources say the situation escalated when the police allegedly opened fire on the protesters, injuring 2 young men. So when they went there to protest peacefully, the police opened fire
on them.
And
then they decided to set the place ablaze.
They only wanted answers, but they started shooting at us and led to the injury of 2 young men. So, well, sometimes I think the police act
Sometimes they overreact.
High-handed,
yeah,
high-handed.
Yeah.
Mm.
Your final
I want to
story?
quickly take the story of Sheikh Gumi. It's generated a lot of controversy online, but here are the details of what happened. Sheikh Gumi had a valid Saudi Arabian visa. He was part of the delegate that were sponsored. I want to get there's a delegate that were sponsored by the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, and they got to the Bin Abdulaziz International Airport in Medina on Saturday night and were stopped. Specifically, Sheikh Gumi was stopped from going through. He was immediately put back on a flight back to Nigeria. He said that the reason for that was because of his vocal political views. Some of the things they said were the criticism that he is being prominent in his role in terms of dialogue initiative with armed groups in Nigeria and in the northern region specifically, and he's also voiced criticism against the Western and Middle Eastern political interventions. He has appreciated the Nigerian government for speaking to support him, because they've already said they were going to reach out to the government of Saudi Arabia to understand why you would issue a valid visa, allow the person come into your country, and
just to turn them
back.
But you know,
Thank you, ladies.
But haven't we also here been complaining about him?
Is that why they should tell you?
No, because we couldn't understand how he was meeting with kidnappers and things.
He was trying to,
and nobody was asking
mediate now.
How many did he mediate? How many did he save?
That's how we can take the newspaper segment, YK. Next, we have a special feature from Roland Properties and Allied Services. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.